Okay, welcome to the drum walkthrough playthrough tutorial thingy for Grace Alone. This is how I play it. Feel free to simplify it or make it more complicated as you would like. So just jumping right into it, we're not going to play anything for the intro, for verse 1, for chorus 1. We're going to come in on the turnaround. And all we're going to do, we're just going to do, we're going to be doing all of our hits basically on the E, not on the E over A or any other chord, just on the E. And we'll do that just on the first measure of the turnaround. So we have, I'm a child of God by grace and grace alone. 2, 3, 4. And that gets us all the way through the turnaround. So we're just doing one bass hit, and we're doing, and we're just doing quarter notes on, is that quarter notes now? Actually, with 155 BPM, that would be half notes. So we'll do that with half notes. Yeah. So we'll just do that. We'll keep that going through all the way through verse 2. So we'll just do it on the E's. So that's going to be every 4 measures we'll hit the bass drum. So be like, I'm a child of God by grace and grace alone. 2, 3, 4. Dun, dun, dun. And next time do the turnaround, right there. We get to verse 2. You left your home to seek out the lost. You knew the great and terrible cost. Jesus, your face was set. Here again. I worked my fingers down to the bone. Nothing I did could ever atone. You paid my debt. And then we get to, so that'll be verse 2, and then we get to chorus 2. We're going to be doing the exact same thing with the ride, just on half notes. You can do like a very light, it helps keep time. I do like a 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of like a light 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? But for chorus 2, we're going to do a kick drum hit on every single chord. So that would be the B, the C sharp minor, the A, through the entire thing. And then when we hit the last chord, we're going to hit an open hi-hat on the E on Grace Alone. So this is what chorus 2 would sound like. But Jesus, you paid my debt. And then the chorus 2. By your blood I have redemption and salvation. Lord, you died that I might reap what you have sown. And you rose that I might be a new creation. I am born again by grace and grace alone. And that is chorus 2. Cool, pretty simple. And then we get to verse 3. Verse 3, we're gonna go, so the way that I have the drum kit set up is I have on the rim shot for the first rack tom, it's gonna be a tambourine. And then the rim shot for the second rack tom is going to be that rim shot, which would sound like that. I have the same thing on the floor tom as well. So I just like it here. I think it's a little easier to play. So, and we're just gonna do 8th notes for the first half of verse 3. So that would be, I was in darkness all my life. I never knew the day from the night. The spirit you made me see. We're gonna do just 8th notes, nothing else. No kick drum or anything. Just. And then for the second half, we're going to do the ride on the same thing, those eighth notes. And we're gonna do quarter notes on our left hand on the snare. So eighth notes on the ride, quarter notes on the snare. So the first half would be the rim shots, eighth notes, and then we go to the eighth notes on the ride, and then quarter notes on the snare. That sounds like this. That's what that would sound like. So altogether, verse 3 would sound like this. I am born again by grace and grace alone. Let it hold. Then verse 3. I was in darkness all of my life. I never knew the day from the night. The Spirit, you made me see. There we go. Second half. I swore I knew the way on my own. And full of rocks, a heart made of stone. The Spirit, you moved in me. And that's verse 3 for you. When we get to chorus 3, this is where we add, the bass drum. And the bass drum pattern is gonna sound like this. I'll try and slow it down. That's gonna be the groove we're gonna be playing. And as you touch my sleeping spirit was awakened. A simplified version would be something like this. Or you can even just do quarter notes on the ride. And do something like that. But we really want to have that offbeat. Probably gonna be the hardest part of the song on chorus 3, just because of the differences in and how fast you're playing the ride. Because up to speed would be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's kind of up to speed. And then we have I believe that's this exact same drum beat that they do in the King Kalasko version for that part. So, and then after that we go into the outro, which is really simple. We're just doing a standard 4-beat. We have 4 on the floor, on the kick drum, and then we're just hitting snare on 2 and 4. And for this, you don't need to have the eighth notes. You can just do. Although for this part, for the outro, having the eighth notes wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be a bad idea. And then for the ending, all you're gonna do is you are gonna go to quarter notes. And you're gonna be hitting the bow of the ride. So instead of hitting the top of it, we're gonna hit the bow. Because we want that crash, that big crash sound. So that would be like this for the ending. I'm sorry. And that would be what the ending sounds like. So putting all of that together would sound like this. So from verse 2, or I guess from the turnaround, we have, from the ending of chorus 1 really, it's I'm a child of God by grace and grace alone. 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. And verse 2. Well, you left your home to seek out the lost. You knew the great and terrible cost. But Jesus, your face was set. I worked my fingers down to the bone. Nothing I did could ever atone. But Jesus, you paid my debt. By your blood I have redemption and salvation. Lord, you died that I might reap what you have sown. And you rose that I might be a new creation. I am born again by grace and grace alone. I was in darkness all of my life. I never knew the day from the night. Spirit, you made me see. Second half. So I knew the way on my own. I'm full of rocks and heart made of stone. Spirit, you moved in me. Verse 3. That you touched my sleeping spirit was awakened. On my darkened heart, the light of Christ has shone. Called into a kingdom that cannot be shaken. Heaven said, stand by grace and grace alone. So I stand in faith by grace and grace alone. I will run this race by grace and grace alone. I will slay my sin by grace and grace alone. I will reach the end by grace and grace alone. And that would be it. You know, some parts in there, I'll do like a... Or... you go back to it. You can throw in some stuff like that, although you don't need to. Those are really just fills. And then for the very ending, we'll do that big hit. So... the very ending of the song, we da-da. I'm just hitting the top of the ride just so you can hear it better. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. All I'm doing there, I'm just doing a... and that's it. All right, that is Grace Alone, the drum walkthrough tutorial thing, whatever you want to call it. I hope that helps. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just feel free to let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.